Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. And we have our favorite cat here, Mr. Leo, has come to join us. So today I have another segment in my Weight Watchers motivation series. So basically, if you're new to the channel, I have been a lifetime Weight Watchers member for over 25 years. And I went back several months ago with my best friend Gina, and I am working on losing weight for my wedding, which is in October. So let me catch you up on the past week. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I've had a rough couple weeks. I had to put down my 15-year-old cat, Kylie, which was super hard. She is very much loved and missed by everyone, including Mr. Leo here. And I've had a lot of work stress. I'm a prosecutor in the city that I live in, and I have about 6 trials coming up, one of which is a jury trial, which makes me a little bit nervous, and I am a little stressed out because I really need to get a handle on them. And then, to make matters worse, I ended up with an upper respiratory infection. Came down with it on Memorial Day, was sicker than a dog the next day, missed work, probably should have taken off another couple of days, but because I had so much to do, I went back, and I would say maybe today is the first day I'm feeling even a little better. And I don't think I'm even 100%. So, like I said, it's been a rough couple days. Now, also, if you've been following my channel, you know I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I have been on tamoxifen for the last 2.5 years. And I really feel like it's one of the things that contributes to me being such a slow responder on my GLP-1. I have lost about 30 pounds overall, and I'm happy with that, don't get me wrong. I'd like to lose another 20 before my wedding. If I don't, that'll be all right too. I've got a very beautiful wedding dress that fits me just how I am now. So we'll deal with that one step at a time. Now, when I posted a video or two ago, a lot of you guys said, just give yourself a break for a little bit. So that is what I did. I did go to the Weight Watcher meeting on Saturday, but I chose to do a no weigh-in pass. So I don't know if I lost anything this past week. I decided not to worry about it. And I will weigh in next Saturday and try to get myself reorganized and back on track. And the other thing about tamoxifen is I reached out to my doctor because I am postmenopausal, and you can switch from tamoxifen to an aromatase inhibitor when you're postmenopausal. And that does not counter-indicate with any types of anti-anxiety medication. Before my diagnosis of breast cancer, I was on Wellbutrin, the lowest dose, and I went off of it because it does contradict with tamoxifen. But my doctor is on the ball. She had me get a blood test to make sure I was in menopause, which it did confirm that I am. So she switched me over on Friday. So I am on the new medication, and I am also starting back on the lowest dose of Wellbutrin. So I'm hoping things will look up. I don't know right now if there are any other side effects of the new medication. I have noticed like I get some more dry mouth than normal, so that might be it. I don't know. But anyway, back to my Weight Watchers motivation of the day. And I hope that these kind of inspire you guys and set you on the right track for the week. I like to post on Sunday, my Weight Watcher series, so that you can start out Monday fresh. So today, and I have my trusty iPad. What I do in the meetings is I take notes on my iPhone, and then it actually goes up to the cloud, and I can then look at it on my iPad. But anyway, this week's topic was resistance training. When I walked in the meeting, my leader, Michelle, she was back. She was off for a week because her son graduated. But she always goes above and beyond, I think, what other Weight Watcher leaders do. But she had written on, it's not a board, but, big pieces of paper. How can I resist? So found out it's about the benefits of resistance training. More specifically, how to incorporate more resistance training into your everyday activities. Basically, how to sneak it in. And she had us list, what are some of your regular activities in a day? So they said, getting out of bed, obviously, that's the first thing we do, right? Going to the bathroom, eating breakfast, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, doing your hair and makeup. If you have a pet, you have pet duty. If you have a dog, you walk your dog. If you have a big hunk of a cat like Leo, you have to feed him several times a day and cuddle him. But then you drive to work. Also, when you get home, a lot of people will watch a little bit of TV. I'm one of those. I do like my television shows. Laundry. Playing on your cell phone. I know I probably do that too much, as I think a lot of people do. Cooking, doing the dishes, and cleaning up. So she went around asking, with these activities, how can you sneak in some extra resistance training or strength training, so to speak? And with resistance training, I think she's more talking about using your own body weight as resistance. So the first thing, when you get out of bed, it's not really resistance training. She said this is the only one that isn't going to be resistance training, but you could stretch. You could do some stretches. And I don't do that. I probably should, because as I get older, I always feel a little creaky when I'm getting out of bed and walking down the stairs. They talked about the bathroom. Somebody said you could do bicep curls on the toilet. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. Eating breakfast. If you're, sitting at the table, you could do some leg stretches. You could maybe do your bicep curls with one hand. If you have a bowl of cereal, you could do a wall sit or something like that. Are we really going to do that? Probably not, but I'm just telling you what the group came up with. When you're brushing your teeth, you could do some calf raises. When you're getting dressed, you could do some squats. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but when I have a pair of tight jeans, I definitely do some squats to try to loosen them up a little bit. You could do some push-ups or some wall push-ups. When you're doing your hair and makeup, again, you could do, some leg stretches, or you could, instead of sitting down and doing your hair and makeup, you could stand and do more calf raises, or basically what I gathered from this whole thing was fidgeting a little bit. And I have heard that people who are on the move and who fidget and move more just in their downtime do burn more calories. So, it's something to keep in mind. Pet duty. Now, with a dog, they talked about walking the dog, which is good exercise. I don't have a dog and I don't walk Leo, although I wonder what he would do if I put him on a leash. He's an indoor cat, so we'll see. he could stand to lose a couple pounds himself. On your drive to work, they talked about doing like butt squeezes and stuff like that, just contracting your muscles and relaxing, contracting your muscles and relaxing. I only have a 2-minute drive to work or a 2-mile drive to work, so I don't know how much exercise I could get. But that is a suggestion, especially if you do have a long drive. Laundry. Now, I don't know that you have to do anything special for resistance training with laundry. I have my washer and dryer in my basement, and I have a 2-story home. So hauling the laundry up and down those stairs is definitely strength training, in my opinion. When you're on your cell phone, she said, don't sit on the couch on your cell phone. Do some wall sits. What else did she say? Do some leg lifts. She also had us all scoot to the end of our chair that we were sitting in at the meeting. And she says, what do you notice? And immediately we all noticed that our posture was better. When we scoot to the end of the chair, makes us sit up straighter. She says you can do that. You can do like chair core exercises where you like scrunch up, like you lift both legs at the same time and kind of do sit-ups almost, and it works your core. Let's see. You could also sit on an exercise ball in your downtime if you're just on your phone or whatever watching TV, and that has built-in resistance, just maintaining your balance. And I do have an exercise ball. I think it's down in the basement. Haven't used it in quite some time, but it might be fun to throw in my living room and sit on when I'm watching some television. When you're cooking, someone said, stand on one leg and then switch. And, we kind of did that too. And yeah, it does work out that leg you're standing on a little bit more than if you're just standing there with both feet on the floor. So, doing the dishes, I don't know, that's self-explanatory. Cleaning, somebody suggested wearing a weighted vest. Now, that's not exactly your own body weight used for resistance training, but I did buy a 10-pound weighted vest, and it has removable pockets, so I don't have to do all 10 pounds. And I have walked with that, and it's fine. I don't find it too difficult, but if I were to wear it just around the house, doing my regular activities, vacuuming, dusting, that sort of thing, that would be some extra calories burned. Just an idea. And by the way, somebody said, well, where do you get a weighted vest? Well, I got mine on Amazon, and I will put a link in my description box below if you are interested in looking at that. I want to say it was like maybe $35 or something like that. She said that the benefits of this resistance training, 20 to 30 minutes of strength training 3 times a week is a way to achieve the most benefits. And what she was kind of saying was, you don't have to allot a whole 20 minutes to half an hour to do these exercises. You can, and I like to do videos on YouTube, as you guys know, but you can also incorporate them a little bit here and there throughout your day. And, I might try to be a little bit more mindful of that. Just trying to get a little bit of extra movement can help. So they call that pairing. So when you pair an activity with the resistance training, then you are basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The other thing that somebody brought up was, and I had never heard of this, a vibration board. Have you guys heard of that? So I'm imagining I could get it on Amazon. I haven't even looked yet, but apparently it's, a board that you stand on and it provides some sort of resistance training or exercise. And, if you had that in your living room and you stood on that while you watched some TV, that might be helpful. I don't know. The person who brought up the resistance board said that when they do it for 20 to 30 minutes, it was really a good workout for their legs, and that their legs felt like jelly when they got done with it. So it supposedly helps tone your legs. And who can't use a little bit of that? It's also apparently good for circulation. So I'm going to do a little bit more research into this vibration board thing, and I'll have to get back to you on that. Then we were winding the meeting down, and they always ask us, what is one thing you are going to focus on? Now, like I said, I've had a tough couple of weeks, and I've been off track. So I have plenty of things I need to focus on. But I think if I'm just going to pick one, I'm going to try to work out at least 3 to 4 times this week. I was so sick last week, I didn't work out at all. So I need to get back into it. And, I was on a good routine. I was on a roll, working out a few times a week. And then this happened, Kylie and getting sick. And so I really haven't been working out much in the last 2 weeks. So I want to make that my priority for this week. She always ends the meeting with a quote. And the quote for this Saturday was, "If you don't try, you don't know." And that's by Robin Arzon, whoever that is. So basically, we've got all these ideas, and some may work, some may not. But if you don't try it, you won't know. So try new things. And as you've heard the saying, you can do hard things. You can do them. I know that I can too. So when I was walking out of the meeting, I glanced up, and they have posters all around the rooms, and one of them said, right as I was walking out the door, "How would you measure success if the scale didn't exist?" And I want to talk about that for a little bit. Now, I have been on my GLP-1 since August, and I watch everybody on YouTube and in the Facebook support groups, and people are just losing weight like gangbusters, seemingly without even trying. And that has not been the case for me. And I think it's not the case for quite a few people. And if you are one of those people, hang in there, because every little bit does help. If you've watched me in the past videos, I have been raiding my closet because I'm a little bit of a clothes hoarder, and I still have sizes, in the 6 and 8 department, and I'm now a pretty solid 10, but I fit back into a size 8 pair of jeans last week, and that was really exciting. And I didn't even know they were size 8s until the end of the day when I was able to closely look at the tag because it had faded. And, I feel like I was such a slow loser that I was feeling like a failure. You cannot compare yourself to other people. I have a lot of things going. I'm 56 years old. I'm postmenopausal. I was on tamoxifen. And all of that can contribute to a slower weight loss. So don't get discouraged. I guess that's my tip of the day. All right, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, please give me an emoji of a cat. I know I do that a lot, but we've had Mr. Leo here. Let me see him here. There he is. What you doing, Leo? There he is. Has to be by his mommy. So give me an emoji of a cat. All right, guys, if you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And tick that notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. And I do have to give a shout out to you guys because today I made 2,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Big milestone for me. And I'd love for my channel to grow even more. So if you like and subscribe, comment below and share my video, that will signal YouTube to send my video out to more people. Okay, I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you, and I will see you next time.